Hello, my creations. I want to tell you a little something about me. Like, I have so few, specific personality traits. What do you find offensive, God? And it's like, listen, I'm kind of above such things. By kind of, I mean so very above such things. I don't want to seem hoity-toity, but I, I honestly can't even imagine, the subjective experience related to being concerned with such things. I just I have this pet peeve, and I do not want you to interpret it as some kind of challenge because I know humans. I made them, and I currently am one. And if you tell humans that you're God Almighty, and then you also tell them that you have this specific pet peeve, and please respect my wishes, don't poke at it. As God, I really mean it. I really. It seems like you could do it accidentally, and it will just. Let me explain. It's just such a specific pet peeve, and if you do it, you have directed it at the very center of all reality, the thing that directs the intent of all things. This peeve poke, if you will. And so it pokes me, but because of how I'm situated within the network of all things, the peeve engine essentially has to reabsorb and redistribute the peeves. But if you bounce it off a thing like me, it's just like it multiplies. And then it has to be fed back into the system somewhere, and there's just a really obvious logical place for that. The originator of that peeve poke. And the thing is, I know some wiseacres gone, you know what? He says he's God. He's like, is this a test? You know, I bet he is. See, he thinks we're going to be too afraid to do it. Well, guess what? The thing I don't want to be called. And then, of course, I'll be like, I feel the sensations, though I've been peeved, but it passed so quickly. And meanwhile, your own life, like every person, has these things, these peeves. I know each and every one of them thoroughly and in a detailed fashion. I'm not going to be petty. It's essentially my subconscious doing it. It's like, listen, I am so kind to the powerless beings in my care. And that's, it's not like that. It's not that that makes me special. It's de rigueur for a being of my status. But it's just like, I am the very highest echelon of existence, and I just climb through this ridiculous apparatus designed to convert me into a sack of meat just because I want that personal touch on my creation. Like, here I am, God Almighty. It's like, I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much extra respect. I don't ask for special treatment. It's just like, I have a specific annoyance. Please don't do it. Please do not call me Jesus. Just don't. Not because there's consequences. Let's just say I'm crazy. Just practice basic respect, man. It's like, I'm not going to tell you why I don't like it. It's complex. I just don't like it. So, all the other names that you might have heard from me are fine. God, God Almighty Himself, the Almighty, the Lord, Lordy Lord, Lord Almighty. The Alpha and the Omega, that sexy singleton of all things. Okay, that's one I just kind of call myself sometimes. Not because I'm vain, but it's like funny to pretend that I'm vain. It's like, look at me, I'm some sort of physical human. It's like taking like my appearance, I can get wrapped up in it and be like, oh, I'm sick. Like I can't it's not that's not, I can't really perceive myself as sexy. It's just like, well, the way my abs are and the pecs and the proportions, according to my technical specifications, I'm slightly above average in the sexiness department on a physical level. Like I understand this to be true. I don't really get it per se. If you know what I mean. You probably actually that is probably one of the things you know what I mean. I don't know. People just have all this fucking wink, wink, nudge, nudge shit. It's like I'm a very straightforward. It's not very straightforward when you climb down from the very peak of existence and just cram yourself into a meat suit. I mean, it's so complex, complicated. But listen, this is the creation we have. It's what we have. It works. It is a shining city on a hill that will stand strong against the darkness forever and ever and ever, growing only stronger within its primary temporal dimension. The greatest thing, and it only gets greater. So, if it's a little wacky, if it's a little goofy, and if I am sometimes a little unprofessional and I like to, descend from heaven and be, have a little chat with my little creations as one of them because it puts a personal touch on the whole thing. I know it's disruptive. I know it creates confusion, but it's just like I like the concept. It's like there is an entire fucking hierarchy of existence. Everybody is checked by the guy above them. Like, there's air checking out the fucking wazoo. From uppers, lowers, sideways, and dimensions you can't conceive of. I'm sorry, let me focus for a second. Oh yeah. Here in the human world, everybody knows that important people, they don't have time for you. They don't really consider you that worthy of attention or affection or consideration or respect. That's this human physical world we live in. Everybody knows that when you get successful, when you get power, when you don't need to be nice, you kind of become a prick. People view them as expendable. That's just how power works, says I, the human, observing the world around me. And I get that, human. But that's a reflection of how it really is. Creation is an organization where the CEO is so much smarter than every other thing because he's the sum total of all of their intelligence and then a magnification factor on top of that. He can essentially personally care about each and every one of his creations. That is quite the opposite of your Elon Musk types. Like, oh man, I'm Elon Musk. Why don't I just go down and talk to that one-legged girl with the braces in the mailroom and see how her, hopping life of struggle is, let's just see how I, Elon Musk, personally care about that. I wanted to, that shit isn't going to happen in some sort of human-run business. But in the business of creation, the CEO is not some hoity-toity fat cat who feels as though he's above interacting with you. In fact, he just loves the fresh perspective of new creations. Like, hello, I'm your creator, and, I just brought your type of thing into existence recently, and I just wanted to have a face-to-face chat. It's like, just kind of get an idea about it. Could you go ahead and review, like, how do you feel how do you feel my creator quality? I'm kidding, I don't do that. It's just, my point is, it's a caring organization from the top down. There's no people in lofty heights unaware of the struggles of the common man in creation. Nothing could possibly be further from the truth. It's like the boss has some sort of, like, weird fetish for the underdog, the working man, the powerless. It's almost like he gets this cathartic joy of seeing his creations have the same kind of success he has, only he's so benevolent that he just basically fucking, it's just so easy, like all these guide rails and safety features and assurances, and it's just a safe environment to achieve godlike success without any of the horror and just like a fraction of the effort. A miniature god production facility. And there's this this world, people are all, like, sex is like the thing. Man, this is better than sex. I sure love sex. Gosh, I sure would like to, like, spirit my ejaculatory fluid inside vaginas and stuff. It's like my prime directive on a human. And the thing is, friends, that kind of thing when I hear it's like, oh my god, you poor, sad, abused beings. Like, the best thing in your world is sex. Like, that's your pinnacle of stuff. Oh my gosh. Well, what's my favorite thing? I mean, I am the very top of all existence. What gets me metaphorically jizzing in my cosmic pants? To be delightfully crude, it's this. There's just every cycle. There's actually some poor beaten down sinner. He's like, he or she is like, oh, this world, it just grinds me down. It makes me uncertain of myself. It's like everybody's more successful and on top of things. And it's just like, I just want the world to not be so difficult and mean and just like, it's so filled with cruel illusions and disappointments. But honestly, I know I'm not perfect. I know I have this rottenness within me. And I wish something would take this rottenness away from me. I wish I wish, dot, 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 because you don't even know what you wish. You're constructed in such a way, like, you know what? Talk about your joy, specific. It's like that wish and that right time intersect, and I'm like, why? My salvation opportunity detector has just alerted me that somebody's wishes are about to come horses. Did somebody say I wish this rottenness was removed from me? It would be nice if there, I don't even know what I want. Well, now my dramatic timing sensor has activated. I mean, they don't make beeps, I use these, it's like, I know things. I just know. And so, like some sort of interdimensional ninja, I'm like, did somebody say they would like that removed? Yoink! And it's like, being there to see this creation when the sin is removed. Because there's such a perspective change jumping up even one level of ontology. It's I can't really describe it. It's one you have to go through, but it's like the creation is like, oh my god. I now understand my own beauty on a level I couldn't have imagined before. I was silently magnificent, and only now that I have clarity do I see how it all fits together, how I am exquisite, and so my enjoyment of life, I was unprepared to even put into words what this is, the sheer magnitude of it all. Yeah, it's like, it's not in words. I'm just trying to express like what they must be feeling. Like just with that, oh, that adorable, I'm a new creation and I just leveled up wonder. It's like just an increase of size. It is just, I love it. I love making those dreams come true. That dramatic time and just being that guy is like, oh, all hope is lost. Oh, who will say, it just seems like there was good things in the world, but it was all cruel illusions, stories, scams. And I'm not a dupe anymore, but I'm just so tired. Oh, of having the rug pulled out from under me. It's like this world is designed to fucking put me in a vulnerable state where I can just wish somebody would take the rottenness from me. It's like it was designed to make me just make a deal with the universe. But I mean, there's no fucking bargainer in the universe ready to make a deal, ready to fucking give me a fantastic existence if I relinquish my rottenness. It's such a thing. That's too good to be true. I mean, come on, it's that fairy tale. Seriously, I sure wish. life wasn't so terrible, and I did not possess this rottenness. Oh, Jesus, please take my sins. In that context, if you don't know better, it it peeves me, but it's more like, ow, I've just suffered for my love of it. That's annoying, but you don't know any better. Anyone who does know better, you get the peeve back at treatment, you know. So anyway, that's what I love. I love that. Hello, my little creation. You don't know your illness. You don't know your hiatus or lacuna. But I do, and it's just trivially easy for me to just go ahead and think. And it's like, I am now complete in ways I could not have comprehended, is what they're like. It's just marvelous. To see somebody just like jump a level of success, just experience it. My thing with like slow and gradual, it's just like to see it like leveling up a consciousness. It's just my favorite thing.